you ever been physically tired? Like so damn tired. You're not just physically tired anymore. It's also emotionally. Get ready with me to go to work. Yeah, I just think this is making me have a. I look like a influencer or a TikToker. Okay, I'm about to do my edges next. About to do my edges. Please don't mind my hair. I'm going to undo my hair in a couple of days time. In about 2 days time. I wake up and I don't even know if it's a Tuesday or a Saturday. Like that's what working in retail does to you. And this is how I'm living, man. This is how I get to look alive like this. Hi guys, I've been talking the whole video and this thing has been off, and I really need to stop doing this thing of starting my vlogs and then only to find that I'm not recording sound. But anyway, I hope you guys can hear me. I wanted to talk about something regarding my health. So like I told you, see, on Friday I recorded a TikTok video and then I posted it on TikTok, and the caption was, the full video is on YouTube, but I haven't uploaded because when I was editing I discovered that I had um I had not been recording sound. This thing was off. Yeah. So I really hope I can remember everything that I was talking about on the. It was a 20 minutes video, by the way. It was 20 minutes long, and yeah. So come along with me to talk about my health. I just want to say a backstory that I was talking about. I was talking about my addiction with this thing. All right. So I drink grandpa 90% of the time or of the day, and that is not by choice, but it's by a medical condition that I have. So I think I can officially say, Uti, it is a medical condition that I have because um I've been diagnosed. Yeah. I don't know, Uti, is it maybe a thing of um because you're to say namakama nowadays, so I might I might like sometimes doctors are not always on point about isn't about sure or on point about the things that they diagnose. Honestly, I believe in God. You know, Uti uNkulunkulu can angaqeda any sickness that you have in your body, anything or even emotionally or physically. Yeah. That's what I believe in. So, a little backstory of how my migraine started. I inherited it from my dad. Yeah, my dad has migraine, and his older brother also had migraine. So that's where I got mine. Right? Okay. The one thing when it comes to my headache is that it affects your productivity. It affects things that I'm around and people that I'm around. Okay, not mostly people because I'm never really with people, but mostly is that I have to do in the day. Right? So my babum Kulu had migraine when he was still alive, may his soul rest in peace, to a point where he had a surgery of a migraine. They opened up his skull, right? My dad has migraine and he's been living with it for more than more than 10 years. Eh? Ekuqaleni remember abekunganalezi zinto lezi ukuthi okay umuntu diagnosed igama lento emphethe, it's called into so. It was just a thing of okay, iyamphatha into kanje, but nowadays everything has a name, right? Okay, fine. So my babumkhulu had surgery, and then my dad refused to the surgery. What he's going to be okay. Sometimes you don't come back from surgeries. Like any other surgery, it can be any part of your body, but it's always a scary thing to do. It's always a scary decision to make. So my dad has been living with it since I grew up. Seeing my dad as soon as I can. My headache started when I was 11. Yeah? When I was 11, that's when my headache started. I started having a corner slightly smaller headaches. It wasn't really severe or a lot, but it was a headache um mangane, you get me? So when I actually told him that Linda, now I have headaches, he was He was really shocked, but you could see with yo young Zuela because of now I understand the look on his face. Like I'm only understanding it now. Masaying dala saying yo yeah no because he looked at me in the face yo kuthi, "Yo, mntana wami usazosokola," you know, keep it ngwini. Okay, also used to drink amapilisi we headache, but mostly growing up like the only thing everybody is a headache was a grandpa. Okay, I was only exposed kakulu to yona, right? Not that there were not any other medications I could take for a headache. Yeah. So now, even the manja, I just discovered a compral like a few years back. I wasn't really using it, but it's actually working on me. I realized then, so then, okay, I started drinking yeah, those sachets when I was like 13, and then guaya, my headache started getting worse when I was in high school. Funny story, I remember my high school best friend, it was break time. I was doing grade 11 that time, a few years back, and we were chilling like at break time in the rugby ground, and then she sent me to let's take my chips. I went to the shop, let's take my chips, and I left her with my bag. I would always keep 2 or 3 sachets of grandpa in my, you see the net side of the bay of the school bag. I always used to keep like a sachet or two labo. And she hated grandpa. Yo, she would always tell me, if you have a headache, drink water. Yo, she hated it. So then when I came back, I think on that day was when I realized ukuthi nginenkinga kaMampela. I think that day was a stamp yokuthi, girl, you're addicted. I came back and put some chips, and I stood like at the corner as I was approaching her. And then when I looked up, like yeah, when I looked up, I saw her ripping the grandpa open and pouring it down. We were sitting next to a drain. There was like a drain that I last silicon. And she poured down the sachet. She was like, I watched her do it, and yo, I went crazy. I felt like teleporting from where I was standing to going to where she was and stopping her. I lost it. I lost it. And she was like, I don't like this thing for you. I need to tell you for you. Why are you doing this to yourself and whatnot? I was like, bro, like ngizoyenza njani? This thing is I can't even bengakhona ukustudisha mina. Incwadi nje bevele ingibore. Makuthiwa kumele ngiyenze something when I have a headache and not actually doing anything about the headache. Yo, I would lose it. So even now I still do. But man, I feel like I have it a lot more under control than how I was before. Yabo. So after that, yeah, I lost it. And then she was like, just look at your reaction right now. We are because I'm tearing your grandpa down. I'm like, "Kwana ngizophuza ini mfethu?" Like, what am I gonna drink? What am I gonna even concentrate with? It has seen, you know. Okay, fine. That's when I realized, I man, I think there's a problem or something. And then I asked my dad, who's a doctor. I think at that time I was doing grade 12. But Suwaba, my dad is a very ignorant guy, like by nature, nje. He's very ignorant. So Magaloka procrastinates at yeah, so yeah. Like I'm losing interest. And then my first doctor's visit was after after even tertiary, because even during tertiary I was struggling with my headaches. I only started going to the doctor when I landed my first job in Bumalanga. That's when I started um being actively going to the doctor. So my first visit, Nakona, I wasn't going for the headache. When I went for my first visit, I went to a eye doctor. That's Yini. Is it optometrist? Yeah, optometrist. I almost said dentist. Optometrist. I hope I'm right, Nakona. I went to an optometrist in Yocheka Amesho because I had a problem where I was working in Bumalanga. Um, it was more of hard labor. I was always in the sun. Oh, bensebenzela ngaphandle. Makushisa nawe, makubanda kubanda nawe. So when it was winter, we died of winter. When it was summer, we died of the sun. So then, when I was working there, my headaches were worse, like really worse. And I started the job feeling like summer. So yo, I would die. At some point, I even fainted in 17 while I was working because that's a heat stroke. But it started with a headache, and I ignored it. I didn't do anything about it. Ngathi ngifuna ukubona ukuthi ngizophila lapha. I wanna see ukuthi mangaphuzanga medication, mangaphuzanga compra, because I had compra that day. I'm like, I was even lazy to go to my locker and and I was like, I wanna see ukuthi what's gonna happen to me. Nga injure. And then I just remember seeing stars, and I was like, no, I can't keep my eyes open anymore. I'm closing them. I woke up, go sick room, or go sick what at work, and I had been working there for like a year, but being a now. So when I woke up there, I was like, "Yo, what happened now?" And they were like, "Nah, man, heat stroke. She's deep down, I knew it's nah. I know me nothing fits with. So then I went to consult to a doctor for amehlo because in high school I used to take a subject here, a computer. So the doctor was telling me my eyes are a bit damaged by computer. I started using computer when I was very, very, very young. So I think I understand why my eyes got fucked up along the way. So then I went for an eye test. Yeah. Um, and also because where I was, thank you, né? Yeah, well, thank you. Where I was, sorry about that. Where I was working, they used to want they bafuna eye test. They wanted you to go and do an eye test. So I went there to do the eye test. Vele. So yeah, I was hitting a lot of stones, a lot of breads with one stone. Okay, fine. After that, mm, doctor wangitshela ukuthi angicocela ukuthi doctor shapho ngizele eye test but nginenkinga so. I said, nah, that's a very big problem. You know how exaggerating doctors can be sometimes also. I said, it's not supposed to be like that, Swami. Seriously wrong. And then I was like, but mina into my phone ukuthi ungibhalele incwadi yokuya. That's something that I'm very, 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 very scared of right now. So ngayixazulula kanjani without having to be given a letter yokuthi ngisibhedlela. And then he was like, I don't know, but ngizo prescribe amapilisi